Are you tired of endless diets and grueling workouts with little to no results? Well, it might not be about what you're doing, but what you should stop doing if you want to lose weight. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 surprising habits that I realized were sabotaging my progress when it came to achieving the weight I was aiming for. And when I finally quit them, they made a huge difference for me. Now, if you've watched me here on YouTube before, then welcome back. But if you are new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Dr. Kim Foster and I'm an MD turned coach and wellness expert. Let's get started. So the first thing to stop doing is this: stop beating yourself up. This is really important. Negative self-talk is something that many of us struggle with, and it can be a significant barrier to achieving your goals. Here's how. When you constantly criticize yourself, you create a cycle of self-sabotage. You start to believe that you don't deserve to succeed, which can lead to behaviors that undermine your efforts. I used to be my own worst critic. Every time I looked in the mirror or stepped on the scale, I would tell myself things like, "I'll never lose this weight," or "What's wrong with you? Why can't you make this weight budge?" All that negative self-talk didn't just affect my mood, it affected my actions. When we believe certain things about ourselves, our minds like to prove ourselves right. So I would blow off a workout or kind of give myself a pass when I reached for a bag of cookies because I had created this ingrained truth that it wasn't possible for me to actually lose any more weight. It couldn't get any better than this, so maybe I didn't deserve it, or maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Either way, why not just eat the cookies and skip the workout? Doesn't seem to make any difference anyway. See how that works? So, breaking this cycle wasn't easy, but it had to be done. I started by becoming aware of my thoughts and challenging them. Whenever a negative thought popped into my head, I would counter it with something positive. Instead of "I'll never lose this weight," I'd tell myself I'm making progress every day. Instead of "I'm not good enough," I'd say I deserve to be healthy and fit. It might feel strange at first, but this shift in mindset can make a huge difference. By stopping the negative self-talk, you open yourself up to the possibility of success. You start to believe that you deserve to reach your goals, and that belief translates into action. So take a moment to reflect on how you talk to yourself. Be kind and encouraging. And remember that you're on this journey for a reason. You deserve to feel good about yourself and your progress. Stop beating yourself up and start lifting yourself up instead. Now let's move on to the second habit that I had to stop, which was to stop eating constantly throughout the day. This is when I decided to try intermittent fasting. Now, I've made several other videos about this topic, so if you're interested in learning more about intermittent fasting, then I'll link some of those videos so that you can watch those next. But in a nutshell, eating all day long, even if it's just small snacks, can actually work against you when you're trying to lose weight. Our bodies need time to rest and digest, and constantly grazing doesn't give your digestive system a break. Plus, it's easy to lose track of how much you are actually consuming when you're snacking throughout the day. I used to think that eating small, frequent meals would boost my metabolism and help me to lose weight. That was the conventional wisdom at the time. But what I learned is that intermittent fasting is a much more effective way, and in fact, a more natural eating pattern anyway. Our bodies were never designed to eat from the moment that we wake up until just before our heads hit the pillows with multiple meals and snacks all day long. Intermittent fasting isn't about starving yourself, it's about giving your body a structured eating window. For example, you might eat all your meals within an 8-hour window and then fast for the remaining 16 hours of the day, which is what I do. This helps to regulate your hunger hormones and can improve your body's ability to burn fat. When I started intermittent fasting, I noticed that my cravings decreased and I felt more in control of my eating. If you're interested in trying intermittent fasting, start slow and find a schedule that works for you. You might begin with a 12-hour eating window and gradually reduce it as you get more comfortable. Drink plenty of water during your fasting periods and make sure that your meals are nutritious and satisfying. If intermittent fasting is something that you're considering trying, then you might be interested in the free guide that I put together with my top 10 tips for getting started with intermittent fasting. The link to download that guide is in the description below. Okay, on to the third thing to stop, and this is a mistake that a lot of people make, especially women. You need to stop ignoring strength training. Many people think that cardio is the key to weight loss, but strength training is, in my opinion, more important. Strength training helps to build muscle, and muscle burns more calories at rest than fat. And this means that the more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns even when you're not working out. Also, strength training improves your overall body composition, making you look leaner and more toned. I used to focus only on cardio workouts, thinking that that was the best way to shed pounds. While cardio does burn calories, I found that I wasn't really getting the results that I wanted. My body wasn't changing in the way that I hoped, and I was just kind of stuck and had reached a plateau. When I started incorporating a lot more strength training into my routine, everything changed. I began to see real transformations in my body. I felt stronger, more energetic, and my metabolism seemed to kick into a higher gear. If you're new to strength training, start with basic exercises like squats and lunges and push-ups and planks. You don't need a lot of equipment to get started. Body weight exercises can be incredibly effective. As you get more comfortable though, you can add weights or resistance bands to increase the intensity. Strength training sessions don't have to be long or complicated. Even 20 to 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week can make a significant difference. The key is consistency and gradually increasing the weight or resistance as you get stronger. Let's move on to the fourth habit that you need to break, which is to stop the stress cycle. Managing stress is crucial for effective weight loss, and it often gets overlooked. When you're constantly stressed, your body produces a hormone called cortisol. High levels of cortisol can lead to weight gain, especially around the belly area. It can also increase cravings for sugary and fatty foods, which makes it harder to stick to your healthy eating habits. I used to be stressed out all the time, juggling work and family and personal commitments. I didn't realize how much it was affecting my weight loss efforts. I found myself reaching for comfort foods and also struggling to stay motivated. It wasn't until I started addressing my stress levels that I noticed a real change. Managing stress doesn't mean you have to overhaul your life. Small, consistent changes can make a big difference. For me, practicing mindfulness and meditation was a game changer. Taking just a few minutes each day to focus on my breathing and clear my mind helped me to feel more centered and in control. But one of the most important things is sleep. Poor sleep can increase stress and disrupt your body's natural rhythms, and that is going to make it much harder to lose weight. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a relaxing bedtime routine and avoid screens before bed to improve your sleep quality. If you want more help with managing stress and improving your sleep, I have created a few other videos about just those topics, so I will link them here and then you can watch them next. Finally, let's talk about the fifth thing that you need to stop. Stop being obsessed with the outcome. Now, this one might surprise you, but it is incredibly important for long-term success. When you become overly fixated on the end goal, whether it's a specific number on the scale or a particular dress size, you can really set yourself up for frustration and burnout. This obsession with the outcome can make your goal feel totally overwhelming and impossible, and can lead to giving up when progress seems slow. I used to be completely obsessed with my goal weight. Every time that I stepped on the scale and didn't see the number that I wanted, I felt like a failure. This constant pressure made the process stressful and unenjoyable. It wasn't until I shifted my focus that things started to change. Instead of being obsessed with the outcome, I started focusing on consistency and just enjoying the journey. I worked on finding ways to feel good about what I was doing, regardless of the outcome. So I focused on enjoying the feeling of my workouts instead of just viewing them as a means to an end. And I focused on enjoying the feeling of finding healthy, delicious ways of preparing food, rather than just something that I had to do to achieve my end game. This was such a key mindset shift. Think about it this way. Weight loss is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about making sustainable changes that you can maintain for the rest of your life. By focusing on the daily habits and the actions that can lead to weight loss, you create a healthier relationship with the process. It's also important to practice self-compassion and patience. Understand that progress can be slow and that setbacks are a normal part of the journey. When you focus on being consistent and kind to yourself, you're more likely to stick with your healthy habits and reach your goals. Okay, so there you have it. Those are the top 5 things to stop doing to lose weight. If you found these tips helpful, I would love to hear about it. Which one of these common habits are you guilty of? I would love to know. Drop me a note in the comments. And as I mentioned, if you want to download my free intermittent fasting guide, don't forget to just click the link in the description box and I will send it right to you. If you liked this video, I think that you are going to love the one that I am linking on the screen right now, where I talk about the top 10 foods to eat to help you lose weight. I will see you there. Well, it might not be about what you're doing, but well, it might not be about okay. Instead of I'll never lose this weight, I'd say, what did I say? Plus, it's hard. No, it's not hard. It's easy. There we go. All done.